Hello, Kingdom of Geese. Welcome to the Goose Stream. It is the Goose. Goose is back. Goose is pajamaed up. It is a cold morning. It has a box. Inside this box, I expect to find Magic the Gathering stuff, hopefully. Card games for a card game loving goose. And I really should be using a pair of scissors instead of Warhammer clippers, but no. My scissors are in the other room, and I cannot be bothered to get them, as is usual. I think I'm opening this box completely incorrectly. But that's fine. Oh, no, actually, that's entirely correct. I'm just stupid. Inside this box is paper, and more paper, but also a box. Now, Wizards have been doing some really stupid shit lately, but I'm not going to get into that at this stage. Oh, this is a really sealed, glued together thing. Little package. But in here, there are 3 convention edition mystery boosters. This is going through a special project. A little special thing that I'm doing.
Special thing!
Special thing for a special goose. Here we have the main event. It's Dominaria remastered. It is the draft boosters, not the collector, but there's no set boosters for this set. Wield the power of the past. Dominaria, the birthplace of magic, comes alive once more. On the cover of Trove, a nostalgia reprint spanning 27 different sets throughout the plane's history. And to battle with legends of yore. A special retro frame card guaranteed in every pack. That's cool. The past has never been this much of a present. They kind of did that with obviously Brothers War before, but it's still cool to see the retro frame returning. And I'm just gonna gently. I like how this is basically their proper Magic 30th thing, as opposed to that awful other reprint set. Air quotes, bunny ears. Can you see how much I'm reaching right now? So I think this is 36 boosters. Yes, 36 boosters. And we have a lovely... I don't know what that is. Is that mini bolas? Who knows? Oh, they even have draft archetypes. Blink, Madness, Goblins and Zombies, Cycling Threshold, Life Gain and Loss, Storm. Okay, well, one of these draft mechanics is obviously far more powerful than all the others put together. Recursion, Auras, and Rammer. And this is how the boosters look, and they look golden and beautiful, so that's pretty fucking cool. I'm gonna start getting into these. So we have Phantom Flock. We like it, it's a bird! It's a bird. It enters the battlefield with 3 plus and plus encounters on it, so it's 0/0. For 5. Okay. Damage you dealt to it, remove that damage, remove a plus and plus encounter from this card. It's kind of bad, but it's depending on the deck. So there are things that give plus and plus encounters in flying, etc. You could do things with this. Also things like Kangi. It's alright. Put that to one side, I could say bird. Yeah, Cold Stirrer and ETPs, if you get them in hand, add 3. Oh hey! It's another elemental that is also a weird ritual. Have you ever seen that before? Peregrine Drake. Obviously, I know all of these are reprints, but there's another one. I think it's like Storm Elemental or something. It's just when it dies, you add 3. It is a Drake. Hermetic Study. Some of these haven't been reprinted in, like, yonks, though, so... Oh, hey, it's another thing for the combo. It's another alternate set of the wand. You could do it with Famished Paladin and give it lifelink or something, and then tapping it, and then just deal damage to things. Whenever it deals damage, it untaps. You just go... and kill your opponent for, like, 4 mana. Duress, very classic card. Savannah Lines is cat. Mace Tail Hystrodon. It's a cycling boy. Actually, that's 7 cost, 1 strike, haste. That is terrible. But I guess it's 'cause it's an old card, but it's cool that some of this... we have an Elvish Aberration. It is a big elf, which has forest cycling, but also can produce a lot of fucking mana, I guess. But again, high cost. Glintwing Invoker. He is a big boy. The Mirari flares in his mind. Oh yeah, this is from like the old Mirari cycle. Oh, so he's a mutant. Oh yeah, mutants are a thing, yeah. Mutant tribal? Maybe? Yeah, he's pretty terrible. But I guess you could do weird shit with him. We have Faceless Butcher. When it ETBs, exile another target creature, and it leaves the battlefield, return the exile card. Battlefield not control. 4 cost, 2/3, with basically a white ability, actually. Is this like... Is that like, Plane Shift or something? We have Rada, Heir to Keld, so a legendary creature. Whenever it attacks, you may add red. Or add... Oh! I actually used this as the commander, if you've seen and remember, Oops, All Creatures deck, which doesn't run anything except creatures. I actually use it as the commander, because it's a mana rock as a commander. And we have Necrosavant. Sacrifice creature, turn it from your battlefield, and during only your upkeep. It's not terrible. Jokes. It's actually pretty bad. And we have Phantom Nishoba, so it's like the Phantom Tiger, but a lot bigger. And it also has pseudo lifelink, but like maybe possibly better lifelink, because it's whenever it deals damage with roll, rather than just combat damage. Although I think lifelink, that's how lifelink works anyway, isn't it? So yeah, it has like the same thing as the bird. It gets counters on it, but it actually has 7 rather than 3, so it's actually appropriately costed for 7. And it has trample, and it has the same thing as the birds, but kind of better. And our Old Border card is another Drake. Ooh, but we do have an Old Border Swamp, so that's nice. We have a Swamp. Swamp! And an Elemental token. I'm not sure if those are like reprints of the ones from the Brothers War decks, but... I don't know. It's equipment. It's not Christmas anymore. Don't put away your pitchforks and your trees and everything else for that matter. It's not Christmas anymore. It's not Christmas. I don't want to like bite these, but I'm so fucking used to doing that because it's just so much easier. I have Man of War, remember him? He's a jellyfish. I thought he was a Ravnica card. Nomad Decoy. He can tap things. Also Nomads. Deep Analysis. It's Bolus. Specimen seems to be broken. Yep. Spirit Link. Sorry about that camera issue. Spirit Link. Yeah, because of the wire or something, the camera just keeps disconnecting. It's really annoying. It just gives something lifelink. That is weird, it just doesn't say lifelink, but... So maybe it does something slightly different to lifelink? Rooftop Raptor, which is finally errated to be a dinosaur. Another aberration. Leaden Fists. Is that the Surikar or something? Or is that like, Grey Hulk, whatever the fuck his name is? They were doing Universe Beyond even way back then, just secretly. Goblin Turncoat. Hey, it's a mercenary. Remember those, right? Sacrifice a goblin and regenerate him. Moto is great at making friends into shields. Seeding Magpie. I actually run this in birds, but I run the old order version of it because I actually comes the original, or the original version from the list. But is bird? Is good bird, yes. Mystic Enforcer, effect from black. As long as 7 or more cards in your graveyard, it gets +3/+3 and has flying, which isn't terrible for a 4-cost card, actually. Threshold isn't a difficult thing to do, in Commander at least. Invigorating Boon. When a player cycles a card, you may put a ++ on an entire creature. Actually, also a good anti-tech against a cycling deck as well, because you get it as well. And then there's Entomb, which I think is a decent card anyway. Search your library card. It's a fucking graveyard searcher, so we like that. And our classic card is none other than Sarah Angel herself, which is actually kind of cute. The original Sarah Angel. And we have a foil Sarah Angel, I guess, which is actually pretty cool. I don't think it has any kind of real value, but it's cool. And we have a mountain. And a goblin. Oh, actually, this is really nice. It's a really nice goblin token, actually, like a really very classic. I don't know if that's like a reusing like old art for tokens, because I'm not too clued up on like original tokens. But that's pretty cool. I kind of skipped over the elemental because it looks similar, if not identical, to an elemental token I've seen before, so I wasn't sure on that. This packet is already... So I didn't do that, so this is like a defunct error pack? Maybe? I guess. Evil Eye of Ormsby Gore. Sorry, what? Evil Eye of Ormsby Gore. It's the Eye of Sauron. Oh yeah, the eyes! Eyes are actually the creature type. Non-eye creatures you control can attack. This creature can't be blocked except by walls. Except by walls, that's interesting. The Highway of Fear, the shortest route to defeat. That is a weird one. Another Phantom Flock of Burbs. Another Coal Stoker. Ember Beast, can't attack or block alone. Emerald Charm, an old charm. So we have an old charm. Untap target permanent, destroy non or permanent or target creature with flying planet turn. Actually, we put things like that to one side, because that's actually a really good card for a common. I could see that being I mean, it probably already is, but like I could see this being like used in Pauper a lot, just because modal stuff. Also, untapping permanents. Imagine you have like a good land, like the enchantment land, you just like, or like Urborg? No, the Cabal Coffers or something. The one that like says, oh, you just gain for the amount of swamps you have. We have Aquamoeba, which is an elemental beast. Twisted Experiment. Make big. Oromancer. She actually gets enchantments back. Actually, not a bad card for common. We have a dual-sided card, which is Spite and Malice. Spite counters a non-creature spell, which is pretty terrible for 4. Malice destroys target non-spell creature, get regenerated. So Doomblade are a counter spell, but for twice the no mana cost. Why don't you just run one or the other? Like, I kind of get it, but also I don't. And then we have Lightning Rings. I guess, remember, most of these like old cards, I guess. No player selects a card, you may pay 1 if you do. Lightning Ring deals 2 damage to any target. Not a terrible card, actually, by any means. Ooh, Damping Sphere. That's an old, annoying stacks piece. If a land is tapped for 2 mana, it produces colorless instead of any other type or amount. When each spell a player casts costs 1 to cast each other spell a player casts his turn. It's just anti-storm stuff. I guess they probably had to print that because Storm. Being as broken as it fucking is. And then we have a big, borderless, extended frame, fucking rare Denizen of the Deep. When an ETB, return each other creature controls to on his hand. Oh, it's just the big 11/11. 11? It's the big boy. And, oh, our old art border is a Damping Sphere. Nice. And a foil of a Millikin, which is a pretty cool foil. And a Swamp. So far, both of our foils have also been uncommon, which is interesting. And an Insect Token, which looks kind of cool. I swear I've seen that one somewhere before. So I guess so far we've had... I don't know if, like, that is a hit, per se, but it's an extended art, rare. I don't know if it's worth anything, but it's cool. I mean, I'd rather have, like, you know, Force's Will or something, but... Oh, we have Phyrexian Debaser, which is cool. It is cool to get weird Phyrexians. May sack it, target gets blindness 2/2 line of turn. Oh yeah, the Phyrexian progress notes, stuff. Ichor Slit, which I think is another Phyrexian flavored thing. It also has Cycling and Madness, which is interesting. Horseshoe Crab is crab. You can untap it for 1, which sounds like the start of a stupid combo. Make an artifact, tap it, pay the mana you played, untap it. I don't know, maybe there's a thing where it's like whenever you tap a creature for a mana or something that does X. Terror. So, there's Terror, which is actually not a terrible card. It's a worse Doomblade, but it's a Doomblade, effectively. Phyrexian Ghoul. It's another weird Phyrexian. We like that stuff. Vigilant Sentry. It has Threshold. You may tap. Okay, it's not terrible for its mana cost. It's it's a tapping-based constant combat trick, which isn't awful. Also, Nomad. Empty the Warrens, classic Storm card, a very annoying Storm card. Symbiotic Beast. It makes insects, so I guess it's kind of okay for insect stuff. Hermetic Study again. Icy Manipulator, that's a very classic card, and like an updated version of what I presume is an old art. We have a Lair Land, an old lair, so when an ETB sacrifices unless you turn it on Lair Land, you draw 2 in his hand. Which is basically a better version of the Carnarium, the Ravnica lands that tap for 2. Actually, no, it's a worse version because it taps for 1. Yeah, I mean, sure. We have Undead Gladiator. It's a cycling boy that can return itself to your hand, which I guess is useful. Basically, you can draw a card at that point. Denizen of the Deep again, which is probably quite annoying, actually. Probably quite annoying. Spirit Link, for the old border. Mountain. Well, we're just getting, like... We're just constantly getting, like, mountains and swamps, rather than any other mana type. They're like the squirrel. The squirrel has been used in many sets. That particular squirrel. Which is throwing me off, so I think some of them are new art, and some of them just aren't. Or rather, some of them are, like, new art. Some of them are old art reprints, and some of them are newer art reprints, or possibly even new art based on, like, old styling for particular artists. I don't know. Another Debaser. Even Fisher. It's a bird! When it dies when you draw a card. It's a bird! It's an overcosted bird, but it's a bird! Another Evil Eye. Another Flock of Birds. White Mane Lion. It's a flash creature, I guess. Beast. Another Charm. Aquamoeba. Twisted Experiment. Phyrexian Skuta. Kicker, pay 3 life. If it was kicked, and each of these is due for most mechanics on it. So it's either a undercosted card, or an overcosted card, depending on if you pay the life. Weird. Another Damping Sphere, okay. Quicksilver Dagger. I wonder if this has list cards. That would be weird. Gen creature has... This creature deals 1 damage to target player Planeswalker. You draw a card. Oh, look! Another thing for that combo. So this one also draws you cards. And Forgotten Ancient. Whenever I cast a spell, let me put a +1/+1 counter on it. The enemy upkeep may move any number of +1/+1 counters from this creature onto other creatures. That is really good. And our old border is an old-fashioned counter spell. That's pretty fucking cool. We have an old border counter spell. And finally we have a fucking planes. And our token is a construct. Our token for this one is a construct. Which is the +1/+1 style one. Which is very similar to what Urza uses, I think. Might even be the same token. Not sure. So we still have a lot to get through. Oh boy. Well, we've just fucked this pack entirely. Crab. Pacifism. Is that a different... Is that new art for pacifism? No. It's cool to see different arts of pacifism. Polluted Mire. Yeah, it's a cycle land. Mystic Zealot. Hey, it's a nomad, and it's also a mystic, which is a creature that you don't see very often as well. As long as you have 7 more cards in your graveyard, it gets +1/+1 flying. It's not terrible. Oromancer again. Grape Shot! That's going to one side, because it's an annoying storm piece. Well, storm killer, I guess. Stonewood Invoker. Cloud of Fairies. When ETBs untap 2 lands, and then also cycling. It's not terrible. Again, those things used to probably be like kind of weird and bad because although they were like free cards, so you don't have to untap lands. But now with lands like, well, I guess it was always Gaias, but there's things like Gaias and more things like Gaias now, which give you potentially more mana for your mana from one land. It's like, this now is actually really good. And then Cackling Fiend with his stupid face. And then our uncommons, we have Griffin Guide, which isn't a bird, but an aura. It gets +2/+2 next flying. When it dies, create a griffin with flying. Griffins are not birds. They should be birds, but they're not birds. And then Terragoyf, which is a goyf. We have a goyf. But it's not Tarmogoyf. And it's also like, apparently I think it lands in the graveyard, so it's like not even a good goyf. But it's a goy! If you wanted to build more goyf. We have Tormuts. So we do have a Tormuts, which is pretty damn good and common because it just fucks over graveyard strategies entirely. It's graveyard hate in the best way. Wrath of God! We got a Wrath of God! It's like, I guess, one half decent hit, but also just like, Wrath of Goose! Wrath of Goose! Wrath of Goose! Wrath of Goose. And we have a Juggernaut, which attacks each combat, can be blocked by walls. Pretty terrible, but still kind of cool to see old border stuff. And a mountain. Why do we keep getting mountains? Mountain. Everyone loves a fucking good mountain! And an elephant token, which is one you don't see very often either. Everyone loves a fucking good mountain.
Mountain? You want a fucking mountain? Mountains.
Hyper Slick, you think you're slick. Decoy. Urborg Uprising. Return to 2 target going to your hand or a card. This is like really overcosted now, I think, compared to new stuff. Another Grape Shot. Stonewood Invoker. Fairies! Cackling Boy. Circle of the Forward Order. Oh, sorry, Cleric, not Circle. He's not a circle. You gain 2 life for each other creature you control named itself. So pretty charming with Commander, not great in any other format, really. Javelin Tome. Which used to be an uncommon, right? Also, we've seen this literally in the previous set, Brothers War. You didn't need to reprint this. I mean, I guess you did because it's in a Dominaria card, but still, you could have just left that in Brothers War and no one would have cared. And then we have Fire and Ice, double-sided, double-faced card. Fire deals 2 damage dividers, you choose among 2 targets, and Ice attacks permanent for a card. This is way better than the counter spell fucking Doomblade 1. Because at least both of these are relatively appropriately costed. And both are pretty good. I mean, one's a cantrip, which is just worth it just by itself. And then Fire kind of... Well, it's a worse shock in some ways, but like you can also kill 2 things if they're both 1/1s. And then we have Dramnu's Crusade. Goblins get +1/+1. All goblins are black and their zombies in addition to their creature types. That is interesting. That is interesting. Make goblins into zombies. Zomblins? And another Tormod, which is a good hit from the common slot. And we have an old border rare, Spinal Embrace, not Spiral Embrace. I've got spirals and circles on the brain. Blame Junjaito. Cast a spell only during combat. It's a 5-cost in Dimir. Untap target creature you don't control and gain control of it. It gains haste on their turn. Beginning of your next end, sacrifice it if you do gain life for stuff. It's not great. That is kind of pretty terrible, isn't it? And then we have Glintwing Invoker. As a foil, I guess. Let's do that. Separately, and a Plains. And our token is Merit Lodge, which might be one of the better tokens to get, actually. So we'll actually put, for the one time, we'll put the token to one side in the funny pile of shit too. Now, things people might be interested in. Apologies for the throat cleaning, by the way. I have a bubble in my throat. Pacifism. Another shitty tone. Mog War Marshal. It's a goblin that has Echo. So already is back to Echo. When an EGBs dies, create a goblin. So, it's okay. Renewed Faith, gains life, has cycling. Which isn't terrible, because it works in the cycling deck. Sun class. Enchants, and you can turn to its hand. There's probably a weird combo you can do with that, like returning auras to hand so you can cast them again, so you can get draws and stuff off. Undying Rage. Maybe the Shark. I think when we cast enchantment spell with the Shark thing. Sharknado. Shark Typhoon. It makes sharks. So there's that. Undying Rage is a slightly worse. The other one. It gives it plus 2, it has kind of option one less, but also like it just keeps coming back to hand. Wild Dogs is dog. Giving your upkeep if a player has more life than each other player, the player with the most life gains control of this. Also has cycling. This is terrible, but I guess that's cycling, I guess. Snap. Return target creature to its owner's hand, untap 2 lands. Actually pretty good. One of the better like untapped cards you can actually get because it does things. It's unsummoned but free. But possibly better than free, which is really, really good. Street Wraith. It has Swamp Walk and Cycling. You may pay 2 life. This is really good. Because of Death's Shadow. You cycle it by paying life, which also makes it more likely you do your Death's Shadows combo. And also is a really good, easy way of paying life. You don't have to put anything into play or wasting mana on paying your life to make yourself go lower. And also, thins your deck. It's a jar of greed. It's a jar of greed, but you do it immediately. And then we have Gerard's Verdict. Target player discards 2 cards. You need 3 life for 2 card discarded this way. I mean, it's okay. And we have another dual-faced card, which is Night and Day. I like how these are like in opposite colors to each other. So Night gives them a -1/-1 something, and Day is an Anthem, but you can target any player with it, which is actually pretty damn good if you wanted to like fuck up your opponent. Actually, a really good one. Improvised Armor says, quick creature +2/+5, there's a 4 cost, and you can cycle it. It's not amazing. It's okay. And we have I mean, these aren't the great ones. Oh no, this is a Tango land, right? No, this is a Czech land. So actually pretty damn good. To get it an old border. It's no fetch, old border, but it's an old border pretty land, so we'll take that as our land drop. And we have a old mythic. This is like promo style foil. Wait, this is a mythic foil? Wait, this is a mythic foil. Whenever a creature deals damage to you, destroy it! Hit me. I fucking dare you. Bruh. That might be a fucking amazing hit, actually. I don't know. Because that's not even like a bad mythic. That's just like, yeah, fucking hit me or you'll die, stupid. Oh boy. And a swamp. And an elephant. If you didn't know already. I will be sleeving these up, don't worry. I will be sleeving them up, like, immediately. After this video. So that was a pretty damn good pack. Even if No Mercy isn't worth a lot, which I would doubt that it is. It's no Force of Will, but it's still like, haha, for me. And also it's a foil mythic. Renewed Faith. Lightning Reflexes. Is that a fucking misprint, or I just stupid? One of these is purple. Lightning Reflexes. You may cast it like that flash. If you cast it anytime as a source, if you cast it as a sorcery, if you cast it at a time a sword can be cast, control of the permanent, it becomes sacrifices it as a. Oh, it just it gives them first strike, but then you sacrifice the permanent, which is also it says cleanup step. So yeah, well done. You could have errated that. You didn't. Mind Stone actually. Wait. No, it's been. Is that been downshifted? Or am I just stupid? But Mind Stone, really good pull, actually, in the common slot. Foul Diaseer. Draw a card to reveal if it isn't a land card, discard it. Mam. Ooh! So we have a big wide border boy, Flame Tongue Kavu. Then ETB is still 4 damage target creature. We'll put that in with the pulls because it's just a. It's the big, borderless, frameless throne of Eldraine in your wallet. Fucking big boy. Skirt Prospector. Sacrifice Gone out of red. Actually, really fucking good card, actually. Especially even in the common slot. And then Kavu Primarch. Not to be confused with the shop. Or the guys from Eberron. He has a 3/3 for 4. Boo. He has Kicker 4. Okay. He has Convoke. Can you Convoke at Kicker cost? I presume this is you pay an additional 4 if you cast a spell, so it just adds to the casting cost so you can Convoke it, right? When it was kicked, it ETBs with 4+ and +1 counters on it. So actually, that's not terrible in a Convoke deck. And we have Impulse, which has the Bastard of Magic in it. Teferi. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the rest in the bottom of your library in any order. Okay. Not a terrible card in the common slot again. We have Howl from Beyond. Dark Reach gets +X+0 and find a return. That's also really weird that Kavu is in the uncommon slot. I mean, we haven't been in the uncommon slot yet. Howl from Beyond is terrible. Super ass. Why isn't it just oh, it's +X+0. But it just could be +X. Why? Although black doesn't normally get those kind of effects, I guess, so Momentary Blink. It's a blink. I might put that to one side because I may run that in birds because birds might be blink birds. And with Flesh Reaver, which is a Phyrexian. When it deals damage to a creature opponent, Flesh Reaver does damage to you. It's a 2/2. It's a 4/4 for 2. Wait a minute. Death Shadow, but also, like, lifelink? Wait a minute. If you give this lifelink, you gain the life back. So if you care about effects that deal damage, or if, like, the effects that you care about when you take damage. No mercy on itself. Blow itself up. No. And then we have... I'll put that in there because I want to keep one copy for doing D&D stuff with. Mystic Enforcer. Extra from black again. It's the boy. We got a bird! It's a fucking bird! It's a bird! It's a fucking bird! We know that one! Ah! It's a fucking bird! Can't run it in my colours because I'm running Jeskai Bird, but it's a bird! We put them in the pools because it's a bird. And Squirrel Nest for our special border boy. Which, I know somebody who wants that, probably. And a mountain. We haven't seen a single island yet. Which is the weirdest thing. In fact, have we seen... Swamp, mountain, plains. So we haven't seen a single forest, either. We haven't seen a forest. Oh, and there's a sapling, which looks really weird. The old sapling. So yeah, we haven't seen a plain, a forest or an island yet, which is really fucking weird. Why are they rarer? Don't make sense. Maybe they just don't want you playing red or blue-green. Like, don't worry, we found a way to nerf Simic. We'll just make it so they can't get their lands. It's not how that works, but, you know. Coal Stoker, Kieldor and Gargoyle. It's a Gargoyle. It's a 6-cost 3/3 with flying on first strike. When it deals damage, you gain that much life, so lifelink? Why did you say lifelink? Ornithopter, actually good to get a common. Good in the... Again, you didn't need to reprint that. Wasn't that in Brothers War? War Marshal. But still, I don't mind. It's a good affinity card. Cleric. Jalum Tome. I also think I run it in the Crude... Oh no, I can't run the Crude Tome because it's an artifact. Jalum Tome. Skirt Prospector again. Actually, again, another really good common to get. Cavu Primarch. Impulse. Now we have Assault and Battery, which is one of the funniest ones of these just by name. Assault deals 2 damage on a target. It's a shock, so one side's a shock, already good. The other side makes elephants for 4, which is not terrible. Not terrible. So actually pretty good card, honestly. Then we have Circular Logic. But again, it's just proof that they could have just had the Doom Lady and Counterspell ones cost 2 and 2 respectively, rather than 2 more than they should cost for the normal card anyway. Circular Logic. Counter target spell unless it still plays 1 for each card in your graveyard. Actually pretty good counter spell. It also has Madness, but it's a really weird Madness card because it's a counter spell, so you can't really just play it at any time. You have to like really weirdly do your Madness stuff. That's actually a decent hit if you can do it in the right way. And Zombie Infestation is an amazing card. Discard 2 cards, create a 2/2 black zombie. This is fucking amazing. Okay? It is a constant payoff for Madness decks. That also gives you value. You could always use it. It doesn't cost mana to use it. It's not as instant or sorcery, so you can keep doing it. And it makes zombies. I actually believe that I run this in 8-Waller, or I run this in a particular version of zombies. Actually, I'm going to put this in the hits column because this is, even if it's not like a valuable card, it's fucking really good. And we have an old border rare again, which is a Vexing Sphinx. It's a 3-cost 4/4 with cumulative upkeep, discard a card, which is kind of bad because you have to basically, for example, if you have cumulative upkeep of 4, you'd have to discard 4. So even if you discard 3, it still goes. If you had Echo, discard a card, that wouldn't be terrible, or like something like that. When it dies, draw a card for each cage counter on it. It's not terrible, but it is like pretty bad for the cumulative upkeep stuff is pretty bad. Mace Enchantress, so a foil and common. When you cast enchant spell, draw a card. Hey, look, it's a card that works for that other one that I mentioned before about returning itself. And much like before, it's not a fucking plains or an island. And a goblin again. Another pack. I know I shouldn't bite them, but, like, I don't see any other options, really. Another decoy. A worm-fangy boy. Sacrifice unless you exile a creature on itself and it leaves the battlefield. Return the exile card. So, exile something you control, but you can do weird flicker shit with that. It's also a Nightmare, which is a rare-ish creature type. I know the Ashiod and whatnot. Ashiod? No, Ashiod. Ashiod? The Planeswalker that does nightmare stuff, produces nightmares and made nightmares a bit more common in certain things because she makes nightmares, but there's not that many nightmares still. Now, Primal Boost, target creature +++4 till at a turn, and it's cycling when you cycle it, I mean creature +++1 till at a turn. Oh look! These are one of those things where you basically run all of them in Infect, because Infect Pauper is just ridiculous. Hell from Beyond again. Icatian Javelineers. Icatian. It's a 1/1 for 1 with a Javelin counter. So it's already a 1/1 for 1 Human Soldier, which is already good in White Weenie. Remove Javelin counter from it, it deals 1 damage to any target. Oh hey, it's a red effect on a white guard. And also, you can proliferate that counter. Also, Javelin counter is really weird. I mean, I get that they get 1 Javelin, but you could just proliferate until he has like 20 javelins and he's just hobbling about like this. How the fuck am I supposed to even throw these things? We have Subterranean Scout. ETBs, target your power tool has can't be blocked this turn. Not terrible in goblins, honestly. Red Rush goblins. Break Asunder. It's an overcosted, it's for target artifact enchantment, but it's cycling. which means you run in the cycling deck, because I think the cycling deck does weird things with that. It means that you could pay its cycling cost or something to cast it from grave. A counter spell, so a good hit. A fiend. Mace enchanters. Confiscate, you steal a permanent, which is very funny. Very, very funny. There's not that many effects like this. I think this might be one of the better ones. Dread Return doesn't... Pretty sure they use Dread Return, yeah, pretty sure they use Dread Return in, like, fucking Delver decks, right? So that might actually be a hit. And we have another, borderless special Throne of Eldraine in your wallet rare. Decimate. Destroy target artifact, target creature, target enchantment, and target land. Damn, that's actually pretty fucking good. Just because it's funny. And our old border is Fidhasir, which is the one that doesn't like lands. Or does like lands, but nothing else. And plains again. Where the fuck are the islands and forests? Like, seriously, we have opened 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 packs. So almost a third of the packs, and we haven't seen a single forest or island yet. That is so weird. Another Mog. Ornithopter. Goblin Matron. Searcher for Goblins. That's a good hit. Crowsim Restorer. She untaps lands, but also can untap 3 lands. Constantly, which is actually pretty damn good for a common, honestly. Goblin Medics. When it comes tapped, deals 1 damage to any target. Lol. Rental common damage we've been built this turn, and cycling. Oh hey, it's a fog, but it has cycling. Actually one of the better, cycling cards. Aqua Amoeba. Festering Goblin. White Mage Lion. Another Bull Terravore. Storm Entity, which doesn't have Storm. Oh no, it does. And each of these is a plus muscle counter on it for each other spell cast this turn. Okay. Alright. Invigorating Boon again. And Urza's Blueprint, which is awful, because you have to pay 6 each turn, and you only get to draw a card. But it's still it's still a nice card. Still nice looking. And Street Wraith. Yeah, Swamp Walk and Cycling. Oh hey look, it's the Death Shadow card again, but old border this time. There we go, finally a fucking forest! Jeez. I don't even particularly care, it's just what the actual shit. There we go. Penumbra Bobcat. Wow, we're still seeing new commons. When it dies, create a 2/1 black cat. So it replaces itself, except in a different color. We see a few things like that. The White Cycle Land. Solar Blast. Deals 3 damage to any target, and has cycling. When you cycle it, it may have do 1 damage to any target. That's terrible, but even if you cycle it, really, actually pretty bad. Dragon Engine. The old Dragon Engine. That's pretty cool to see Dragon Engines. I'm not sure why that wasn't in Brothers War, honestly. Instead of this. Forum's Thunder. It's a kicker in a different color. Destroyed her artifact enchantment, which was kicked, deals damage to the friend's mana of a target creature. Not terrible, I guess. Spark Spray. Deal damage to any target and has cycling. That's actually better than the other one we just saw, because the cycling deck things. Sexton's Desire. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2. As long as there's 7 cards weird. All creatures with a block enchanted creature do so. So it basically gives something Rampage, which is actually really good in the right fucking deck. Actually, no, it makes everything block it, which works really well with Rampage, because Rampage says, for each creature blocking gets +something/+something. You enchant Something like Tika Dragon with this, and then just attack, and then you board wipe your opponent, and then you board wipe them again the next turn, because they can't really kill it because it gets +2/+2 for each creature, and the chances are not all your opponent's creatures use more than 2. I mean, you know. Obsessive Search, draw a card that has Madness, actually really good in a Madness deck. But it's also just like, it's a 1-cost cantrip, so Storm. Urborg Siphon Mage, it's Spell Shaper, we don't see those very often anymore. Discard a card, each other player lives 2 life, you gain life. It's pretty terrible, but he's okay, I guess. Gem Palm Incinerator, it's a 2/1 for 3, so it's terrible. Cycling, when you cycle it, you may deal X damage to target creature, X number of goblins in play on the battlefield. That's actually good, and also you could use it in a deck that's in goblins. So if your opponent's running goblins, go, ha ha ha, fuck. And then we have another dual-faced, Order and Chaos. Chaos, please. We like Chaos. Order exiles an attacking creature for 4, so not great. Chaos says creatures can't block this turn, which is actually pretty good. I would even be tempted to run that in Geese if it was just Chaos. We don't like Order, just Chaos. And we have Amicia's Factory, which has been reprinted to death, even having a better border version in Double Masters. Why was this necessary? And, okay, another hit. We have a Old Border Dark Depths! Anyone find Mary Lash? That's actually really good to get in the Old Border. Sorry about the noise, I have older people in. So yeah, that's a really good hit, I would imagine. Is Dark Depths. Wild Dogs. It's also a good point that No Mercy was also somewhat Old Border too, as the foil, so... And, oh yeah, foil Wild Dogs. And another Forest. So, yeah. Wild Dogs, probably one of the worst foils you can get, but still, it's a foil, we'll take those. I can't imagine I'll ever use Wild Dogs in any fucking capacity, or anyone will ever, for that matter, but I guess... You're not guaranteed a foil, although I think you're guaranteed like a certain amount, so that being that. But not every card can be a hit, right? Not every foil can be a hit. Battlefield Scrounger, but it's a threshold. 3 cards from your graveyard and bottom of your library, with +3/+3 time the turn. Activate only once each turn and leave 7 more cards in your graveyard. Actually, that's pretty good. Just for constant recycling once per turn. It's not terrible, actually. It's actually pretty good for common. Another Goblin Matron. Another Shitty Seer. A Street Wraith. Just a funny border version. We'll put that like with the foil commons, because it's just like, ooh, pretty border version of a common. Call from Beyond. Although again, I would rather have a pretty border version of a rare or mythic, please. Another Blink. Medics. Lel. Aquamoeba. Factor Fiction. That's going in the hits pile because it's Factor Fiction. We know what Factor Fiction does. Squirrel Nest. And an Umbilical Cord. What the fuck? Why does this exist? Just the name. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player may pay 2 life. If they don't, return a permanent they control to his hand. Ew, no, that's bad. That's not good, that's terrible. And a pretty version of Empty the Wands. And a foil version of Duress. Probably one of the better foil commons to get. Again, I'd rather have a foil mythic though, please. I mean, I only have one, I have a second, please. Like, if you're gonna give me foils, give me nice foils, please. Give me foils of things that matter.
It's the Juggernaut!
Should make the Juggernaut. Also, Juggernaut's a creature type. Polluted Mire, Cycling Land, Mind Stone, that's it. In the common slot. Smoldering Crater. So 2 Cycle Lands in 1 pack. I wonder what the most amount of lands you can get in a pack is. I guess 5 plus a rare land plus a normal land? The Javelineers. The Big Boy. Another Big Boy. Alvinize. Fuck is... Oh, it's a sheep being turned into a or something being turned into a sheep. Till in a turn, card, choose the ability of the base turn to plus 1. Oh, that's pretty good. Turn to frog, but not permanent. Although I don't even think turn to frog's permanent, actually. Duress. Battle Screech. Make birds! Oh, it's Battle Screech, yeah. So I actually run this in my deck at one point. It's his bird card. I don't run it anymore, though, because it's not great. It's okay, it's not great. Recoil. Yes, guns. Turn target permanent on his hand, and that player describes a card. So if they only have one card in the hand, it's just like, haha, kill spell. But you could just run a kill spell, I guess. Congregate. Target player against 2 life creature on the battlefield. This is a worse version of War Report, except you could target somebody else with it, which would be funny. But there's no like bad reaction to Smochi equivalent in Magic, I don't think. And we have a Zur the Enchanter! I know somebody's going to be really annoyed that I pulled the Zur the Enchanter. Not sure if hit, but I think it's hit, because funny! It's also just Zur the Enchanter, which is a very funny card. And the Oven Eyes, the mountain. We haven't seen an island yet, I don't think. And a Griffin token. We have not seen an island still. Where are the islands? Another Juggernaut. And the Mire. Solar Blast. Slippery Carve, so I think that's all of the different ones of those, I think, maybe? Influorans, Setons, Frantic Search, Herborg Siphon Mage, Orim's Thunder, Griffin Guide, Tiana, actually a good hit for the uncommon spot, honestly, because she is a legendary, and I think she's, like, used sometimes as a commander, so not pretty good. And Dedapult. Sack a zombie, Dedapult deals damage to any target. That's quite comical, actually. And Nantuko Shade, which I think is pretty terrible, because it's a shade, and most shades are pretty terrible. +1/+1 until end of turn. Yep, that's bad. But, it's a shade, and we like shades. And we have a Sawtooth Loon, which I was actually looking for birds, and it's the old border version, because, haha, funny bird. Funny goose. It does weird fucking things. So, with ETBs, you return the white and blue creature you control in his hand, and then also in ETBs, draw 2, then put 2 cards from your hand from the bottom of your library. You can also return itself, which isn't a terrible idea either. Also, you can flicker it with, like, so every time you return, like, Flicker Wisp, and then cast Flicker Wisp, and then flicker this, and then return the Flicker Wisp again. Combos. You just keep getting, like, they call it, I guess, pruning your hand, because you can just put stuff back, and then you go, oh, I'll just draw some new things. It makes your hand better. And then a plains, which we don't care about, and then a zombie. Again, I still haven't seen an island, which is so weird. Maybe they finally banned basic islands and just start printing them. That'd be nice. We're still gonna print blue cards, but like, you have to use non-basic lands from now on, big fuck you. Mindstone? Oh, the Valley of Mindstone's gonna take, if it hasn't already. Renewed Faith, which was, I think, also in Cat. Solar Blast, Festering Bobbo, White Mane Lion, MTD Warrens, Setlon's Desire, Frantic Search, Siphon Mage, the other version of the bird, Wall of Junk, Show him your junk, Warrior. It has Defender, so it's an 07 for Defender, for 2, which isn't bad for an 07. When it blocks, return it to its owner's hand at the end of combat. Oh. There is a Silver Wall, and realize that even if he tore every Phyrexia into pieces, it would still resist him. Ha! And then we have another dual modal card, which is in Simic, which means it can be amazing. Illusion. Target spell or permanent becomes the color of your choice for the turn. Interesting. Reality. 3 costs to overcost to destroy a target artifact. It's not terrible, but Illusion could do some weird shit, I'm assuming. And then we have Overmaster. The next instant sorcery you cast at time can be countered and draw a card. Oh, that is good. That is just good. And old border mindstone, which is also good. And finally, a fucking island. Jeez. That took too long to get an island. Oh yeah, I need to move the factor fiction because that will go into the... Yep. Like that, rather than like that. Okay, next one. We still have like loads to go. I would like a remora or a thingy though. The big counter spell. Something like that. Matron, you know, a big hit. A big obvious, expensive hit. I mean, I guess we got Dark Depths, but I need like really expensive. Wormfang, like piece of the box by itself, expensive, please. Vandalions, Avarax. It's like those things from D&D, but I can't remember what they're called now. The Earth Elementals, the E-Gems. Looks like that. When it ETBs, you may switch your life for a card named itself. Avarax. Put it in your hand and shuffle, and it has fire breathing, but worse. This is garbage, especially in Commander. Lull. An Invoker. Hyalopterus Lemuri. It isn't a Lemuri, because it's not a demon. It's a 5 cost that says 0 gets -1/-0 and gets flying until end of turn. Why doesn't it just have flying? This is Garbaggio. Gamekeeper. When it dies, it's 2/2 for 4. Okay. You may exile it. If you do, reveal cards from the library to the creature card. Put the card onto the battlefield. Oh, so it's, what's it called? Inner Beast or whatever, or like 1/2 of the... Yeah, it's just like LOL. Get out the creature, somehow. Swords of Plowshares, that's a hit. That's just a hit. I mean, it's more expensive, that's a hit. Swords of Plowshares. Dodecapod. What does it do? It's a 4-cost 3/3, Golem. Spell learn ability, in amount of controls, called discard this card, put it onto battlefield, 2 plus +2 encounters, and on its in the graveyard. I don't like these, they're not good, except like in one matchup where it's like, they're just annoying. And we have a Remora. There we go, there's a hit, there's a Remora, there's a fish. Which isn't a fish. Well, it is a fish, because there's fish in the background. There's fish. There's the fish! Look at the fucking fish! So Remora, you have a Remora. You like the Remora. Remora's good. And the lions, which is cool. And a swamp. And an elephant token. I forgot to show the elephant. We've seen the elephant. We've seen the elephant in the room. We've basically seen all the different tokens at this point. So, I kind of don't care. I wonder if Kangi's in this set. The old Kangi. Isn't Kangi Dominaria? Slippery Cursed. Print number Bobcat is a cat. Dragon Engine. Orum's Thunder. Crit Shot again. Giant Spider. Again, print of Death, but I guess it's iconic. Let's be there. Veiled Serpent. Whenever opponent casts a spell, if it's an enchantment, it becomes a 4/4 serpent. The creature can't attack unless it's its life control island. That's garbage. But that's cycling, I guess. Wretched Anerid. It's a frog, which is important. There's not many frogs. It's a 3/3 for 2. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, you lose a life. I wonder where that goes. Radiant's Judgment. Destroy target power for greater. Has cycling. Not great, but again, if you're playing the cycling deck, it's okay. Dragon Whelp, so it's a 4/4. No, it's a 4-cost, 2/3, flat fire breathing. If it's been activated 4 more times this turn, sacrifice it being makes sense that. So, terrible. So, where's Sheevan record? But it's cute! Flinton Kavu. Trevor's Ruins, another stupid Lairland, but it looks nice. And a Mythic Sylvan Library. Wait a minute. Beginning of your draw step, you may draw 2 additional cards. If you do, choose 2 cards in your hand, draw on this turn. For each of those cards, pay 4 life for the card in your library. I wonder where this goes. But also, that's actually really good. And an old border wild doggos. Which we don't care about. But it's all doggos, I guess. And a swamp. Or a swamp, as some might call it. It is a swamp. So that's not a terrible... I mean, I guess most of the pieces in this set are probably pretty good. But I'd rather have a Force of Will, though. Force of Will. Bobcat. Remote Isle, there's the blue one. Chain Lightning is a lightning. It's Bolt. But also, haha, funny, not quite Bolt, which does funny chaos things. Anyone may activate additional bolting. Because they could copy it, but then you could copy it, but somebody else could copy it. But also, if no one copies it, it's just a bolt. Primal Boost. Grape Shot again. Wow. Giant Spear there. Failed Serpent. Amulet. Judgment. Undying Rage. Assault and Battery. Turnabout. Insert Phoenix Wright music here. Choose artifact, creature, land, tap all untapped permanents, or untap those permanents of that type. That's a good card, which we're putting in the hits pile because I run this in a certain deck, because it's funny in artifact decks. Very funny. Circular Logic, it's a counter spell. And another funny land on an old border. Hey, that's nice. We like that. That's a hit. It's also the Cynic one, which means good. And Island. Finally another Island. And another Goblin. Sorry, again, my camera is doing shitty things sometimes. Urborg Uprising. Dragon Engine. Terror again. Terrible. Not terrible. Emerald Charm. Again, those are like pretty good common hits. Leaden Fists. Street Wraith. Oromancer. Sook. Atalancer. Flanking. Oh boy, that's an old mechanic. Flanking. Oh, flanking. That's a weird mechanic. Then we have Valduk, Keeper of the Flame. Hey, look, it's an uncommon legendary creature, which means commander. Human Shaman. Beginning of combat on your turn. For each or an equipment attached to him, create a 3/1 red element creature with Eternal Haste. Exile chosen, giving it a hand step. I'm sensing a Voltron theme. That guy. Another bird. Another shitty lair. Although I guess you run the lairs in landfall decks, because landfall shit. And Body Snatcher, which is not good. When it enters each beast, exile unless you discard creature. When it dies, exile it and target creature card from your grave. And return target creature card from your grave to the battlefield. Okay, that's not terrible, actually. That's not terrible. And Amishra's Factory in Old Border, which is not terrible either. It's nice to see that in Old Border. Stone-Tooth Invoker for a foil. Which is I'd rather have a nicer card than that. And a Swamp. Like, foil Force of Will. That'd be nice. I'm not being greedy, you're being greedy. Mana Warp. Paris, Chain Lightning, Remote Isle, Sun Clasp, Goblin Medics, Wild Growth, that's a good card. Just makes things be good. It's Mana Ramp. Serpent, Anared, Chainer's Edict, target player selects creature and a flashback, that's okay. Quicksilver Dagger, funny combo thing. Another fucking one of those lair lands. And a tutor! A mystical tutor! It tutors things. Search a life for an instant sorcery, you reveal it, shuffle, and then put that card on top. Pretty damn good. And an old border log. And a plains. We're not really getting that many forests, are we? Oh, sheep! We haven't seen that one yet. Here's a sheep. Bah! Bah! Is sheep? Bah! Bah! Is sheep does sheep things? Bah! We have a Juggernaut, Corrosive Restorer, another Chain Lightning, Undying Rage, another Charm, Leaden Fists, Street Wraith again, Oromancer, Sook, Nature's Lore, I'll search a letter for forest, put the kind of out from the shuffle. Actually, not a bad card, actually, because you can such non-basic horror, so you could search for a fetch land. It's actually pretty damn good. Fire Blast, controlling Misair's 2 mana from its mana cost, deals for damage target. That's okay if you're doing weird shit with stuff. And Wax and Wane, we have another dual phase. Wax gives any +2/+2 in the end of turn, and Wane destroys strong enchantment, both very aggressively costed and very good. And Spinal Embrace, terrible card. Chain Lightning, but in a different order, which is kind of cool actually. And a Mountain. Thanks, Spinal Embrace, you are absolutely garbaggio. Like, you should be a common garbaggio. I guess you could be an uncommon, but like, that you're just terrible. If you're gonna cost 6, you should take control of it permanently, rather than it, like, exiling itself and stuff. Terminal Moraine is the... Oh, it's technically worse Evolving Wilds, but you can also tap for colorless, which I guess is okay in Eldrazi decks. Phyrexian Rager is a Ragery boy. Battlefield Grandeur, Stonewood Invoker, Cloud of Fairies, that guy, Vigilant Sentry, Spark Spray, Wild Growth, Thran Golem. Hey, it's a Thran thing. As long as it's enchanted as +2/+2 and it's flying for good trample, which isn't bad for 5. There are funny things you can do with that. Although enchantments and artifact deck don't usually go together. Fire Blast again. Zombie Infestation, good hit. And a Mythic in an alternate border. Okay, okay. Again, would have been better being Force of Will. It is a 7/7 for 6, so already good. Nightmare Dragon, Flying Trample. When it ETBs, exile all the permanents you control. Oh boy. Oh, but also, like, technically flickers every... I mean, if you can flicker this, and play Yorick. Flicker! I mean, you'd lose everything else, but flicker! Funny. And then empty the warrens. Again, oh, there's a forest. I don't know if it's worth much. Again, I would have very much preferred a Force of Will. You know, the most expensive card in the fucking set, or at least some value. Not being greedy here. I want at least my box is worth money back. A Drake, Moraine, Terror again, Scavenger, Momentary Blink, Spirit Prospector, Speedy Air Impulse, Gobbo, Judgment, Slicing Dice, that's something we haven't seen yet. Slicing Dice deals 4 damage to each creature for 6, so bad. Oh no, I guess for each creature. 3 cost cycling, when you cycle it, you may have it deal 1 damage to a creature, so still kind of bad, but like if you're running a cycling deck, it's kind of okay. Dragon Blood. Ooh. Oh. It's a 3 cost artifact, pay 3 plus one kind of creature. This isn't terrible if you're in a color, if you're in a deck which, say, Commander doesn't run green, but you care about +1/+1 counter stuff, where you need constant +1/+1 counters. This is okay if you're not running green. Green has better things than this, but if you're not running green, it's not as easy to get counters and stuff, so, or colorless even, that's actually okay. And then Milliken, and another pretty land, I guess. Okay. That's the 3rd time we've gotten a pretty land. I don't know how much pretty lands are worth, but we got pretty land. And bird! Is a bird. We like birds. Birds are good. We like the bird. There's 5 boosters left, what the fuck? That one's even resistant to fighting, what the fuck? I mean, I guess we've got a Remora, right? Remora's still good. Meadow. Fisher is fished. Is fished? No, it's bird, but also fished. Remote Isle, Mana Wood, which isn't a fish, but it's a jellyfish. Invoker, Fairies, Lemuray, Sentry, Sparky Boy, Sarah Angel. Haven Fate Shaper is a bird! When it ETBs, so flicker effects, work with this. Look at top 4 cards, put them back in any order. Oh look, more pruning. You must pay 5 and do the same. It's a 7 cost 4, 5, but I guess if you're running the flickering stuff, it's actually not terrible. Deadwood Tree Folk has Vanishing, which is actually kind of okay in weird charge proliferate decks. When it enters or leaves the battlefield, return another target creature card bearer to your hand. That's pretty bad. And then Nut Nut! Should be Force of Will, but where's my Force of Will? Beginning your upkeep, you may create a squirrel. All squirrels get +2/+2 as long as 7 more cards in the graveyard. Nut. That feels like a bad pull, but we'll put it in there anyway, it's mythic. And another lion. And an Island. And a cat! Which is like a panther, but... Oh, it's a green cat, rather than a white cat. Cats! Cats! Kitty cat. Meow! Motherfucking meow. We have Cycle Land, Herboard, Boost, Zealot, Growth, Snap, Snap, Goblin Turncoat, Cleric, Avarax, Spirit Monger, which isn't a spirit. It's a 5 cost, 6/6, so already kind of good. Whenever it deals damage to creature, put +1 counter on itself. For 1 black, regenerate it. For 1 green, it becomes the color of your choice to end the turn. Okay, that's weird. That's very weird, but really good actually. Creates Captain, it's another shitty lair. And Nanturko Monastery, so we have a different special land. It's Threshold, so it's a tap colorless, but Threshold, white, green. It becomes a 4/4 green and white insect monk with first random appearance of land, activate only single card to graveyard. That feels like a hit because it's an uncommon, and it's a weird land that can do things. And we have Sulfuric Vortex, which we haven't actually seen yet, but it's all border version. Beginning of each player's upkeep, the Vortex deals damage to that player. Player will gain life up against no life instead. That's good. That's a hit. That's just good. That's good. We like that. It's not, like, expensive. That's good. And an Ornithopter. That is a fucking good fucking foil, actually. And a Forest. And a Goblin. Yeah. For a common foil, getting an Ornithopter actually pretty fucking good. Slick, Meadow, Drake, Crater, wow, that's 2. Snap, Coat, Circle, Cleric, Dot Circle, Doggo, Sarah Angel, another Factor Fiction, Undead Gladiator. Thank you! You gave me exactly what... Actually, I was not expecting it to the special version. Oh, ha 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 ha! Funny. Funny. Thank you. Oh, and a Mindstone in the old border. Funny! There we go. There's my box. There's my box. And an Elemental. Funny! We know that one! So basically, the rest of the box doesn't fucking matter. I'm gonna go home now. Wait, I am home. Fuck. Oh, can we go for, like, one more really good pull? Who knows? Zealot? Werebear? Oh, we haven't seen that one yet. It's a Mana Rock. Human Bear Druid. It's +3/+2. That's not a terrible Mana Rock. Also, it's a bear. Which isn't a grizzly bear. Funnily enough. It's not a 2/2. Even though it could easily be a 2/2. I think I run that in my Oops All Creatures deck as well, though, because it does have Threshold, which is kind of good. Fisher, Lancer, Break Asunder, Counterspell, Nightscape Familiar, blue spells and red spells you cast cost 1 less. Oh, I'm definitely fucking putting that in the fucking, the Grixis Bolus deck, just because it makes them cost 1 less. Does it make it cost more than 1 less with red and blue? Or is it just 1? Even so, that's pretty good, and it can regenerate itself. So, like, it's a incubator, like, or is an incubator, but that can protect itself, which is actually really good as a common. And then we have Remedy. Prevent the next 5 damage dealt to this turn to any number of targets, provided as you choose. A Voice of All. It's an angel. which has the same mana cost as Sarah Angel. Flying, choose a color, protection from the chosen color. Actually, pretty damn good. Then we have Ovinomancer, Human Wizard. I guess Ovino is like to do sheeps. It's a 0/1 for 3. When ETB, sacrifice and then you return 3 basic lands controlled to his owner's hand. So this is terrible, right? Return its owner's hand is for a creature card. Generated that creature's controller creates a 0 sheep. One sheep too. Oh, this is garbage. This is straight garbage. I mean, yeah, this is just straight garbage. Wait, that is just garbage. Unless you can, like, give it haste, and so in response to it sacking itself, you activate it, then it would be kind of useful. But beyond that, this is garbage. And then we have Stand and Deliver. I love the Stand and Deliver. Prevent next damage to deal to target its turn, return a permanent on its hand. That's not great, not terrible. Ooh, we have a legendary. Sol Kanar the Swamp King. He's a demon! In boneless colors! Oh yes, my lord, it's a fucking good demon. Swamp Walk. Whenever a player casts a black spell, you gain a life. Oh, this guy's good. What the fuck? This guy's actually kind of decent. Oh, we like him. And then we have Quicksilver Dagger in the old border. Pretty cool. Foil counter spell! We got a fucking foil counter spell! We like that one. We like that one! One of the, probably the best foil common you could probably get, honestly. Probably the best foil common you could get. We'll put that actually with the uncommons, because it might as well be, because it's foil counter spell. Actually, no, we'll put the good hits. And Swamp, Squirgog. Honestly, this is a God tier box right now, just because A, we got a Remora and a Force of Will. And that foil No Mercy. Peregrine Drake, Bear, Man, Decoy, Oven Eyes. I'm guessing that unless you bought a collector box, I don't think you get a foil Force of Will. Because I'm guessing Force of Will you can only get in that order, maybe? Twisted Experiment, Spirit Link, Raptor, Sandstorm. One damage each attacking creature, actually kind of good, in green as well. It's Kavu. Spectral Links, it is a cat. Protection from green, the regenerate itself, is cat. Squirrel Nest. Oh, another legendary. Pashalik Mons. It's a Goblin Warrior, 2/2 for 3. Whenever it or another Goblin Troll dies, it deals 1 damage to any target. You may sack a Goblin for 4. Create 2 Goblins. Goblins! We like Goblins. And another Chain Lightning. And Mountain. Mountains and swamps can be really fucking common in this set, I don't know why. But like the other lands are just not. Maybe it's just my box. Who knows? We still have packs left. Still. What is this set? Lightning Reflexes. Passivism. Fadia. Phyrexian Ranger. Subterranean Scout. Darude. Frantic Search. Ghoul. That's not terrible, because it's a sack creature payoff that doesn't require mana, although Phyrexian Arena and... not Phyrexian Arena. The Altar would be better. Is Phyrexian Altar in this set? Might be. Spirit Link. Life and Death. Once you control become 1/1 creatures on turn, there's still lands. Oh, lands. Okay, that's not bad for 1 mana. Although they could just easily get bolted at that point. And then Death. Return target to card from your graveyard to the battlefield. You lose life. You lose mana value. Death is really good. Death is really good, everyone. And then we have Tatiova. This name's familiar. Benthic Druid. Landfall. Again, legendary card. Hey, Simic Landfall, everybody. We'll put that in the hits because it's a legendary creature. And then Floodgate. Floodgate says 4. Defender. For an 0/5. When it's flying, sacrifice it. What? Oh, because water. Flying water is bad. When it leaves the battlefield... Oh, when the floodgates raise. When it leaves the battlefield, this damage to each non-blue creature without flying equal to half the number of islands you control around it down. What? Oh, fuck. And then Mind Slicer. When it dies, each player discards their hand. And then, ooh, an old water version of Terror. That is nice. That might be the version I use for my token for when I do the Garth stuff. And then Plains. Where is Sheevan Dragon? Or, I mean, I don't really care because Sheevan Dragon is not a good card, but where is Sheevan Dragon? Unless Sheevan Dragon wasn't Dominaria. I would like an old border Sheevan Dragon, even though they're not expensive to get anyway, because I would like the old border stuff, except Black Lotus, which I'll proxy through Garth. Reflexes, Deep Analysis, Weather, Rager, Dog, Wolving Eyes, Experiment, Link, Raptor, Thran Golem, Call of the Herd, Make an Elephant, and has Flashback. Actually, that's pretty aggressively costed, that's pretty good. Corporation! And Crawl Space. It's a stacks card. No more than 2 creatures can attack each combat. That's painfully annoying. And an Old Border Sword. That's actually a good hit. And it's Wump. Old Border Sword Plowshare is very nice. Yeah, so I guess because it being a funny reprint set, there is no list stuff in here, which makes sense. As this entire set is basically a list set. Deep Analysis, Phyrexian Debaser, Haven Fisher, Evil Eye, Obsessive Search. Although you could have listed some stuff that wasn't Dominaria, that was just good. Nightscape, Remedy, Ember Beast, Symbiotic Beast, another Rada, Spiritmonger, another shitty Lairland. We have a Old Border Rare, Triskelion, ETBs with 3 counters on it. It's a 6 cost, 4/4 effectively. Remove the counter from it whenever you target. So it's a worse, Walking Ballista. You would run this probably in the +1/+1 counter Proliferate deck though, alongside Walking Ballista, because both basically fucking kill things. And a foil rare. Okay. Cryptic Gateway. Tap 2 and tap creature you control. You may put a creature card from your hand that shows a creature type of the creature. Each creature tapped is 1 spot.
70 fucking birds! They fucking birds! Fucking birds!
Birds. That's a fucking phenomenal hit. Even if it's not worth a lot. It's not worth a lot. Which it probably is, because that's just bullshit. I'm putting in birds. It's bird. Plains. It allows me to free cast birds. Also, it's another way of cheating in Eldrazi. Which... It's another way of cheating in Eldrazi, so... It's a show and tell, basically. Effectively. In Eldrazi. Which means you can cheat into play Eldrazi Titans. And anything that cheats into playing Eldrazi Titans is good. Last 3. We're on to the final 3. Terminal Moraine Your Wallet. Creolan Gargoyle. Evil Eye. Sandstorm. Search. Familiar. Remedy. Beast. Is that a cycle? No. High Tide. Hey, it's High Tide. That's a good hit. Fill an alternative player taps from that player gets a nation. She's a card. Dark Withering. You destroy a number creature and has Madness. Only good for Madness cost because that's a better Doomblade. And then we have Pain and Suffering. Make someone discard a card, but I guess they get to choose. And destroy a target land, which is okay. And ooh, It's an old border legendary. In whatever colors that is. It's a flying big dragon, which is fairly costed for its cost. This is a 6 for 6 flyer. It's already good. Whenever it deals combat to your player, you may pay 3. If you do, choose a color, then create a 1/1 green sapling creature token for each permanent of that. Oh, if this isn't a money card, this is going in tokens just immediately. This might even be my token. No, it's rad. I can't make my tokens commander, but that is just really fucking good. That is just really fucking good. It's a shame I can't actually write in tokens actually, because my tokens are white, blue, green. And then a foil Satin's Desire, which we kind of don't care about. And a mountain. Although Satin's Desire, we said was a kind of okay card if you're running the right deck. Mountain and an insect. So even towards the end, we're getting some very interesting cards out of this. Okay, second to last. Can we get another massive hit? A flock. A crab. Pacifism. Mire. Study. Duress. Lions. Histrodon. Aberration. Phyrexian Scuta. Kicker, play 3 life. Oh yeah, we've seen that one before, haven't we? Mishra's Factory. Waxen Way. Ooh, a legendary creature. Jorel. Wonderfully Recluse. Human Druid. 1/2 for 2, so not terrible. Whenever you draw a second card each turn, create a cat. Till end of turn, creature control have. Oh, okay. Is cat. Make a cat. And a white main lion. And finally another fucking forest. And a bird. His bird. It's actually really good because my proliferate deck is going to be all old order, so getting the islands and the plains, that's islands and the forests. I wanted those old border cards because everything's the old border, even if you have to proxy stuff. And I didn't know that the lands were going to be all old border. I figured I might have to proxy them or buy the. But actually, no, because neither deck has green in it. Horseshoe Crab, Gargoyle, Debaser, Analysis, Raptor, Aberration, Feast, Goblin, White Mane, Bird, Spirit Guide, immediate hit, Spirit Guide, Spirit Guide, Spirit Guide. Another Spirit Guide. Also, I run in the Creatures Only deck. And then we have Illusion in Reality, Divine Sacrament, white creatures get +1/+1, nice. And they get an additional +1/+1, it's on the same one card to your graveyard. It's a pretty good anthem. And a alt border Golden Matron, we don't mind that at all. And topping it off with an island. So, I would say that was a good box. I mean, this is the pile of hits from the rare slot alone. And one of those is a foil rare, one of those is a foil mythic, one of those is Force of Will, and one of those is fucking Misty Remora, and a few of those are special pretty lands. Oh, and also one of them is like Dark Depths, so yeah, we did fucking pretty well. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite card is from this set. Thank you, and I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye for now, honk!